Hello everyone, this is Benny Hills back with another Live the Dream cube draft, and I just want to point out my last draft. So yesterday I recorded a video where I got a trophy with a sweet Grixis control deck. And then at the end of the night, I did another one and had a really cool Karuga deck. So I had the companion, no card that cost less than 3. I was worried it would be a little slow, but lots of good 3s. MVP of the deck, definitely Prophet of Krufix. This card was amazing. You could just play Prophet, next turn, play a 3-drop, put Karuga into your hand, untap everything, play Karuga instant speed, draw a bunch of cards, and then just keep going off. And it was unbelievable. I won every single game I played, 3-0, 6-0. So on back-to-back trophies right now, and the more I play this format, the more I love it. I mean, it's just so fun. You can do so many powerful things. So really excited for this draft. It's about to end, so this will probably be the last one I record, but hopefully it goes well, and this just gets me really excited about powerful cubes. We won't have Vintage Cube for a while, but hopefully there will be some other fun formats like this that come out over the next couple weeks, and we can experiment with those and see what's up. I could imagine. So I think I've done 5 drafts, so 3 trophies and 2 2-1s. I could imagine a world where I just did a bunch of drafts and was trying to go for the trophy lead. I'll definitely do that for Vintage Cube. I am pretty busy, and I just have housemates that just moved in that I spend a little bit more time with, so I basically don't play that much at all outside of what I record, but I do like the idea of trying to go for a big trophy lead at some point again. Okay, so this pack is pretty good. There's no cards that are absolute slam dunks. This card I like quite a bit. You have a lot of cards with very high mana costs in this format, so you can easily just reveal an 8-drop and just hit them for a ton of damage with this card. This I haven't really played with before, but power 4 or greater is a pretty common thread, and this is it's a good threat. It draws cards. It pumps your team, so definitely a strong card. You could always just lead on a Signet, although this is definitely not the best because green already has decent ramp. I think I'm actually just gonna take Factor Fiction though. This is splashable. I found that you do really want to be playing blue if you can. I don't. I'm not wed to doing a heavy blue deck, but I like that this can go well in another deck that's sort of splashing just for a bit of card draw. It's very easy to cast as a 4-mana instant that only takes 1 blue pip. So I think I'm leaning in that direction here. Yeah, we'll go with the Factor Fiction. Okay, so the only blue card in this pack is Voracious Great Shark, which has actually really impressed me. Sometimes you just counter a big spell. There's a lot of 5, 6, 7 mana creatures and artifacts, so you can counter some really valuable things with this, or just play it as a 5/4 and ambush a creature. Just trade with a 3/3 or something, or just pick off a 3/3. Other cards that are worth mentioning, artifact mana in general is good. Hedron Archive, you can go up really big with card draw and mana like that. Windswept Heath is good. Fiery Confluence is, I love this card. Vraska's Contempt is sort of nice with Factor Fiction because they're both 4-mana instants. But I think I'm just going to go with the Great Shark, do a little bit of cutting of blue, and having, just want to have multiple sort of 4 to 6 mana instant speed cards so that the opponent can't play around everything. If you just hold up the Great Shark, then, if they play something, you're trading with a spell and developing your board. And if they don't play something, you're developing your hand, and then since they didn't play anything, you can take advantage of that extra time. So these play very well together. So I'll take the Great Shark. Now there's no blue cards in this pack, so whoever's third from our left will not be too enthusiastic about drafting blue. Good sign for the next pack. So couple cards that I'm looking at here. I do like this card. I've never actually won with it, but it's a great removal spell, and it can just be a random win condition too. And Progenitor Mimic is awesome. There's a lot of just great creatures to copy, and just copying them again every single turn is pretty sweet. But I think I'm going to go with the Nexus of Fate. Again, this plays well with the theme of instants that are hard to play around, and this gives you a ton of inevitability because late in the game you can start looping this and draw this every single turn and take infinite turns. And technically you do need a win condition from that, but it's not very hard to find something that can do something if you have infinite turns. So I'll take Nexus of Fate. I think this card is just really good in general, and even better in 40-card limited decks. Also, like, it shuffles in from anywhere. So if you play Fact or Fiction and don't take the Nexus of Fate, Nexus still shuffles in, so you don't lose it. If they exile it, then Nexus goes away. But, yeah, pretty hard for the opponent to get rid of. So, here's a Zegoth Triome. This could be good fixing. I mean, we don't know what colors we are, but it's just a good card. There's Yorion, which, I mean, so blue-white blink is a good deck. I mean, you have Venser, like that shows how blue-white blink is solid. Our one thing to blink Voracious Greatshark doesn't particularly play well with that sort of thing. So I don't think I want to take one of those. We could go with Karn, but I'm sort of looking at, I think I'm leaning towards mostly the Triome or Temporal Trespass. And I think I'm just going to go with the Triome. We don't know what colors we're going to be, but it's very unlikely we're mono blue, and I don't even really want to be mono blue. Trespass could definitely be good. And I guess we do have Nexus of Fate already, so it gives us like a sort of taking turns theme. But I think it's slightly better just to get the very versatile dual land, or tri-land. There's also a slim chance Temporal Trespass comes back around. Okay, nothing really good for us here. Kiora is not really what we're doing. I mean, it's good with the Great Shark, but not amazing for us overall. I think I'm just going to go with Gin of Wishes. I think this card is pretty good. It's just like 5 mana, 4/4 flyer that can get you some solid card advantage. And you can hit very expensive stuff with this ability. Also, if we get any like card manipulation, like look at the top card of our library, then we can set that up. Although there's not a ton of that sort of thing in this cube. Stuffy Doll isn't looking great. Yeah, we don't really have enablers for a lot of these things, so we'll go with a Djinn. Ooh, okay. I actually like Thrix a lot in this sort of deck. We have a lot of expensive things already, and it's a good threat that you can hold up counter magic and then cast this. There's also just not really much else that looks great. Walking Ballista is pretty good in this sort of deck. A lot of life gain stuff here. Felidar Sovereign, you win the game if you have 40 life. Lifelink and Paying Life, and then Archangel of Thune. So that's pretty sweet. If I could just take all 3 of those, I would love to go into that sort of deck. I haven't really built that yet, but we're not going to take them when they're all in the same pack, so we'll go with the Thrix. Alright. I think we should just keep on picking this sort of effect, like these flash threats. Like now we have 3 really good flash threats that cost 5 or 6 mana. Dream Eater is just really good, and it's even better if it costs 1 less and it can't be countered. So we'll take this card. And now this is looking like the sort of deck that would really love that card. I forget what it is called, but the 6-drop that Supplant Form, that's what it is. So we'll snag that Dream Eater. Alright, I'll take the Lighthouse Chronologist. It's a bit of a nombo with our sorcery, or with our instance, because you have to use this on your turn to level it up. But it's a really good card, and we also don't have much in the way of cheap creatures. None of these other cards are looking great. Again, the lifelink deck is clearly open, but what does this do? That's solid, but I mean we have only blue cards, so I still don't think we'll be mono blue probably, but I'm not gonna force myself into another color. Okay, Glacial Fortress is a little awkward because it doesn't add any of the same colors as our Triome. So I think I'm just going to go with Signet, even though it is sort of very off color. If we do end up in basically mono blue, just mana's mana, and we have 4s and 5s, so going Signet into turn 3 Fact or Fiction, turn 4 Thrix is pretty nice. Okay, sure. Hedron Archive looks pretty good. I mean, I do like this card, but it's pretty heavy on the mana, and this deck is looking like one that can use colorless mana very well, so pretty happy to get Hedron Archive, and we can just be mono blue, big mana, counterspells, and good threats. Seems like a good archetype. Okay, none of these are clear fits for what we're going to try and do, but I think Progenitor Mimic is the pick here. I mean, copying a Dream Eater every turn is really good. It can also copy opponents' threats, and none of the other cards look great. What does this do? It's like one of these madness cards. Yeah, that's not really what we're doing. So we'll take the Progenitor Mimic. Gives us some more nice top end. This is not really looking great for us. I'll just take Squee. I don't think there's any real way that any of these cards make our cut. So this Triome does add green, and so does Signet. So we have 2 free green sources right now for the Mimic. This is sorcery speed, but that's okay. I would love to profit of Krufix for this sort of deck. It's just like, we have, if you can just play that on turn 5, then pass, untap everything, hold up Voracious Great Shark, and then just double your mana every turn, that's so good. We would also play Wilderness Reclamation. People always talked a bunch of trash about Wilderness Reclamation Vintage Cube, and that was merited. It was not good in that format, but it would be good here. Doubling Season seems pretty bad. I think I'm just going to go with Apocalypse Hydra. I sort of doubt... Well, yeah, I'll go with this. I don't think it'll make the cut, but I could imagine a world if we were like Teamer, and that's just like a decent way to deal with small creatures. I think we're... honestly, probably more likely to play this, even though... Well, no, I'll take this. Boros Charm. That's sort of a weird card to have in the cube, it seems like. I mean, it's a powerful card, but it's by far at its best in aggressive decks. And, I mean, I guess there can be, like, an aggressive red-white deck, but... Really, it seems like almost every draft, or almost every single deck I've encountered here is some sort of slow card advantage deck. Blue is very open. I mean, I don't think blue is the best by as much as it is in Vintage Cube, but it is still the best, and so having blue be this open is a really good sign. I don't know exactly what our final curve will look like, but if it looks anything like this, we're definitely playing 18 lands. I mean, we have like tons of 5, 6, 7s and not much that costs less than 3, which again seems bad, but I actually think it is fine in this format. But you really, really want to continue hitting land drops. Okay, I think we're just going to take a Watcher for tomorrow here. I actually am very tempted to just pick up this Wilderness Wreck, but I think there's a pretty good chance it wheels. This card absolutely demolished me in one game, so I need to respect this card, but I still think we should take the Watcher. I just want to have some cheap plays. It is sort of funny. I mean, we could really go take an extra turn tribal. Well, we did pass the other one with Delve. Yeah, I think we should just take the Watcher. It's a really great card. We don't have particularly great combos with it ourselves right now, but it can just hold down the fort. Cloud Blazer is also great, but we have no white mana right now and no particular pull in that direction, so I'll just take the Watcher. Sources of good card advantage and board presence that are cost less than 3 are pretty rare in this format, and this is a really good one, so I just think this is a great card in the format for sure. In fact, I actually just think this is a great card in general. I've played this a bit in Modern, and I think it is definitely playable there in the right shell. So, definitely a big fan of Watcher for tomorrow. So... Frilled Mystic is a solid blue-green card. Literal Core is fine. I do like Thassa's Intervention a decent amount. This card is cool, but we have a lot of creatures now, but I don't think we'll end up with enough creatures to really make that work. I think we should just take the Signet here. The black mana doesn't do too much for us, but just having ramp is good. We have no 3s right now, so I definitely think the games where we go turn 2 Signet are going to go much, much better than the games where we don't. Sarkhan's Unsealing actually looks surprisingly good for us right now, but I still think we should take this. And then really hope to wheel one of these 2 blue cards, especially Thassa's Intervention, but I would take either. I would take Intervention over a lot of cards, but just mana development is so important, and this is also blue. Okay, so here we have Narset's Reversal, Garrick's Uprising, which is not... I don't think we want to take that. Narset's Reversal, Expansion Explosion, and Scalding Tarn. We have no Delve right now. I mean, technically we do have one green card, but we don't even know we're going to play it. I kind of think we should just take the Narset's Reversal. It's really great with Nexus of Fate, great with Factor Fiction. You can use it on opponent spells. It's just a good card in general. And, like, again, our mana requirements are very minor. We don't have any Delve. So, yeah. It's something I do like. I think Field of the Dead is one of the best things you can be doing in this format. So, I generally do try and pick up dual lands pretty highly. And so, I really do like Scalding Tarn a lot in this format. But I don't think this deck is, like, on pace to be that sort of thing. So, I'll just take the pretty good interactive piece. Okay, let's see. This, that is not really great for us. Wooded Foothills can actually get the Triome. So that's decent. But again, I think I just want to take the Mole Drifter. Just take another good card. I mean, this card is just really sweet. It's awesome with Progenitor Mimic. If we get any sort of bounce stuff, that's ideal. And we also have no 3s right now, so we can just cast it as a 3-drop. So we might not even play Progenitor Mimic. We might actually just be mono blue, which is a little bit dicey in most formats because you just have such bad removal. But in this format, removal, I mean, it's nice. Like, there are some good threats, but just having, like, bounce and stuff like that can get the job done. So I'll take the Mole Drifter. All right, so here we have, I mean, we could take another land, but again, that's not really the direction we're going. Blue-white, the battlefield stuff could have been open, but I think we're in a good spot. So it's really between the Wave Break Hippocamp and Complicate. And I think I would slightly rather have Complicate. This card is very good for us. Well, it's more likely to wheel. But also, like, we have good card advantage. I think I'm a little bit more worried about just, like, falling behind, and Complicate is a great piece of cheap interaction. So it might not look cheap, but 3 mana is cheap in this format. I mean, just look at the cards in this pack. There's, like, nothing that costs less than 3 except for this, which we don't care about that much. So we'll just take Complicate. I would love to wheel the Hippocamp, and it's possible, but we'll just take this. Our first 3-drop. To make our curve look a little prettier, we can do that. Okay, so you can cast this for its Prowl cost if you dealt damage to a player with a Rogue this turn. I don't think we really have any Rogues. So this is basically just going to be a 7-drop, and it's a sorcery. That doesn't look great. We could take Ghostly Pilferer, but, well, this is a Rogue, actually. I mean, there's synergy there, but I don't think that's really the sort of thing we want to be doing. I think I'm just going to take the Beanstalk Giant. This card is really good if we end up in blue-green, which I think is fairly likely. So I think that's probably the best pick. Create a token that's a copy of target permanent. This is interesting. It can copy any permanent, and it has upside. We could also take Fibblethip, but that doesn't seem super necessary. Yeah, I think I'll take this. We could potentially play red-green. I mean, if we have Gruul Signet, that's enough right there. Yeah, this seems good to me. Sorry, Fibblethip, but I just think you're a little bit too low impact. Okay, so these lands don't help us with blue-green. I think I'm just going to take Seagate Oracle. This just holds on the fort. It blocks well. And it's just solid card advantage. So, yeah, we basically are just going to be like a mostly mono-blue, like, card advantage counterspell deck. We will struggle a bit against large creatures. We have basically no removal. I mean, we could copy their creatures with Progenitor Mimic and Mythos, and we can counter them sometimes, but when we're behind on board, we don't really have great ways to catch up right now. But I guess, like, I mean, we have big creatures too. Like, you can just play a Thrix and block a lot of things. I mean, like a Yadaro Wandering Monster will go over the top of what we're doing, but ooh, okay, really, really happy Wilderness Wreck Wield. This makes me much more happy about playing green. We do have a decent number of sort of, like, cheat, like, most of our expensive stuff is instant speed. So basically, what we're gonna want to do is play, like, Watcher for Tomorrow, Seagate, Oracle, Muldrifter type things on our turn, then untap and then hold up like Thrix and Voracious Great Shark on theirs. So we'll take that. Pretty happy about that. So I do want to be playing green now, so we should try and find some fixing if we can. Okay, this isn't really the sort of thing we're doing. This lets you put creatures onto the battlefield. I'm just going to take this. It's not great. We have a decent number of creatures, but you really want to have a lot to make this work optimally. Key to the city. That's pretty bad. We'll just take the expansion explosion. I mean, you can copy something like a Mythos or a Fact or Fiction, which is pretty sweet. And we'll have some red mana. This doesn't make red, unfortunately. But like if we have one red source that we pick up later, then we can just use Wilderness Wreck to play a really big expansion explosion. That doesn't really seem great. I'm kind of want to just take Sunbaked Canyon. I don't think any of these other cards are really going to make the cut. I mean, this costs double red to evoke, and it's so expensive to not evoke. So yeah, I'll take this. I guess I'll just take a Hooded Hydra. I don't hate this card, actually. If you can put this into your graveyard, it's pretty sweet. So, like, you could play Fact or Fiction, mill over this, and then just cast it. Alright, we'll take this, but I don't think we're going to be playing it. Definitely not playing that. So, I don't really know what to think about this deck. It seems good, but not great. We do have one pack left, and we already have a lot of cards that we want to play, so we're going to be making plenty of cuts. Okay, so Seder Wayfinder is actually interesting because we have some graveyard synergies, but I think we should probably just take the Verdant. We have a lot of lands, like I just said. Sower is also good, but I think just getting a fetch land, like we want to play green now, so this is probably worth picking up. Alright, I do like Urza a lot. I like Dig Through Time, Hinterland Harbor, Llanowar Visionary, Spitting Image. All of these cards are really good, actually. Dig Through Time is probably the most powerful. But I kind of want to just take a Hinterland Harbor. I think there's a good chance at least one of these cards will wheel. And I do want to have good mana. It is close because, like, I mean, yeah, just all these cards are amazing. Maybe we're supposed to just take Spitting Image? This card can just give you an unbelievable endgame, especially if you have something like Dream Eater. But I really do want to have good mana. And, like, the card we're going to be cutting for Spitting Image is so good. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Harbor. It's close, but, like, we already have... I probably want to play 18 lands, and we have 21 spells that we really want to play already. I would love to wheel the Spitting Image, though. That's probably the card that's probably my second pick out of that pack. Okay, this is blue-red, not blue-green. There's a Gilded Goose. Riku is interesting. We sort of are playing red, although we don't really have great red mana right now. I kind of think we should take the Goose, actually. This is pretty good mana acceleration, and it can also be a source of repeatable life gain, which is nice. Yeah, we'll take the Goose. Another card that's decent with Wilderness Wreck, you can just, like, do stuff on your turn and then untap and still just, like, make a food and sack it at the end of their turn. So even if you have no gas, you can just use this to gain 3 life every turn for free, pretty much. Okay, let's look at this deck critically and think about what cards are actually going to make the cut. Probably the weakest card right now is Honored Hydra. Ooh, I've never actually played with this card before in any format, but it is pretty sweet. But there's also Lumbering Falls. Ronin's Last Stand is sort of funny with Wilderness Wreck. I think the discipline pick is Lumbering Falls here. Teferi is good, but it's not like... absolutely amazing. And like I said, I really want to have good mana. Plus, Lumbering Falls can serve as a win condition if we're taking infinite turns with Nexus of Fate. Okay, this does have Flash, which I like. Whenever another non-human enters the battlefield, so you can make it pretty big. Kitchen Finks is good against aggressive decks, but I'm sort of leaning toward Thada Adele. This card has impressed me. There's a lot of opponents with good artifacts, but having Flash is good. And like all of our creatures are non-humans, and we do have a lot actually. You know, I actually think I'm going to take Wildborn Preserver. I've never played with this card before, but I think it'll be pretty good in our deck. Yeah, we'll go with this. Briarhorn. Okay. That's fine. This is probably slightly better. I guess we could also take Stomping Ground if we do want to have some red mana. Yeah, I actually think I like that. We'll go with Stomping Ground. We have Verdant to fetch it, and this just means that Expansion Explosion is much more online. Genesis is not really great for us. None of these cards are really looking very good. You know, actually, I will take Genesis. Genesis could be good, especially if we do end up with some graveyard synergies. But I'm guessing that'll end up in the start up in the board. Okay, another random Signet. Yeah, it's green, but it's worse than Gruul for sure. Seed Guardian is like a pretty good blocker, I guess. This doesn't really do much for us. I'll take the Seed Guardian. I don't think I'll start it with it in the deck, but there's some matchups where 3/4 with Reach is a really good blocker. Okay, so right now we have 23 spells. So we could just run all of these. Is Expansion Explosion worth it? In terms of our own things to copy, we can copy Narset's Reversal, Beanstalk, or like Fertile Footsteps, Complicate, although that's not really great, Factor Fiction, Mythos, and then we can just cast it as Explosion if we have a lot of mana, or like, this is a win condition, which is nice. It's close. Okay, so there's a Rootbound Crag. I think that is the pick over Atris. We can pick this up. This is going very late. I guess Black-White is just really open, probably. This is cool, but we're not going to be taking it. We'll take the Crag. So now it's looking like this is actually going to be pretty castable. Oh, wow. All the blue stuff came back. So now we have a very hard decision. And I think I'm just going to go with the Spitting Image. This card is just so good. It's definitely better than Honored Hydra. So now we add 11 lands. That would be 17. And this is actually looking like a okay 17 land deck now. Early on, we had like almost all just 5s and 6s, but now we filled out the curve with a lot of 2s and 3s. We have a decent amount of mana from other cards. So, yeah, I think that seems all right. In terms of win conditions, I think we should be fine. We have a couple nice flyers. Looping Nexus of Fate is a win condition. We can make a bunch of copies of something with Splitting Image. We have this if it's the very late game, so that should be fine. And then in terms of mana fixing, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue-green dual lands. And then just 2 red-green lands. We're definitely much heavier blue. So we'll want to have mostly basic islands. But, yeah, we'll see. Alright, so do we want Champion of Wits or this card? This doesn't do much for us, right? Yeah. We'll go with Riku. This card seems like it could be pretty sick. And we have a sort of copy big instant sorcery theme, so get in here, Riku. What do we want to cut for that? We could potentially cut Gin of Wishes. I do like this card, but we have a lot of 5s. Do we have a lot of legendary spells for this? Not really. Yeah, I'm just going to take this. So, what should the last cut be? Mythos is definitely looking good now that we actually are Teamer. We could maybe cut Demir Signet, but no, that can't be right with all these 4s and 5s. Okay, I like this for the board. If we play against anything where they're attacking us on the ground. Lighthouse Chronologist is a bit cute, but I mean, the upside is just so high. Yeah, we'll cut the Jin. Sorry, Jin, I do like you, but I think Riku is just a little bit better. Actually, maybe we got Hedron Archive. Yeah, we didn't end up with as much of a use for like huge amounts of colorless mana as I was expecting. So maybe we would rather that. Briarhorn is cool, but we're not. I think we'd rather have the well, we could actually maybe we just play Apocalypse Hydra. Yeah, I'll play Apocalypse Hydra in that slot. I think that's a little bit better than Jin or Seed Guardian or other options that we could have. Alright, to say, no respect for 5-color multicolored, or 5-color legendary. So we do this, and then probably something like 7 islands, 4 forests. Actually, no, 8 islands, 3 forests, because these all produce green, so 3 forests would still give us 9 green. And I definitely don't think we need a basic mountain. We're very light on the red. Yeah, that seems good. We'll go 8 islands, 3 forests, and then run this. And I think this is a pretty good deck. It's always hard to say in this format for me. Yeah, I don't really know. We didn't get much in the way of counter magic. We have Complicate and Voracious Great Shark, and that's it. So I would like a little bit more of that ideally, but I do think this deck is pretty sweet. So add some lands. Nope. Wait, they say more red than green? Now, our green we want much earlier, and, yeah, I don't think that's right at all. How many red sources is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we do want 1 red. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blue. That is a lot, but I really, really do want to have blue. I think we're going to run this. Like, we have 3 cards that require red. One of them doesn't even really require red. We have Beanstalk. Oh, actually, with Beanstalk Giant, we probably should play 1 mountain. Okay, that's fair. So, throw in 1 mountain. We can also bring in Genesis for some matchups, but I think this is how we're going to start. Do we want to play Sunbaked Canyon? No, I don't think so. This is a deck that basically wants as many lands as possible. I think it's pretty rare that we'll be sacrificing lands that we have in play. Yeah, this seems good. All right. Hopefully it goes well. See you in round 1. All right, here we are in round 1. We have won the die roll, so we get to be on the play. And the hand is great. Definitely keep. I mean, it's like, it doesn't have a ton of top end, I guess, but we'll draw into the top end, and I think Wilderness Wreck will put in some good work for us. So hopefully Seagate Oracle can find us like a nice big instant to use with Wilderness Wreck. Okay, I'll just play this and fetch out the Triome. Actually, never mind. I think we're going to fetch Stomping Ground. This is a situation where we would probably cycle a Triome. Ooh, black-white. Haven't played against that very much. So we will grab the Stomping Ground. Now we have all of our colors. We don't have double red for Expansion Explosion right now, but Wilderness... Oh, well, now we do. And Wilderness Wreck gives us that. So Seagate Oracle. What do we get? Mole Drifter. That's pretty good. Now we can play Wilderness Wreck, untap, hold up Narset's Reversal, and then next turn Mole Drifter, and immediately be able to use those cards with Wilderness Wreck. I've actually never cast this card in any format, but I'm excited for it. So, Forest, attack for 1. Opponent missed a land drop there, so we're going to have a massive mana advantage. So we do have up Narset's Reversal. I doubt we'll be using it this turn, but that's okay. And then next turn we can go Mole Drifter into Thrix. Hopefully they're not reanimating something. Hopefully this is just a go into discard. Okay, I mean they can reanimate that. That's fine. Alright, we'll go Island Mole Drifter. And this is pretty much just going to end the game. Alright. Ooh. So now we can pour all our mana into Chronologist on our turn, and then untap and still have up other stuff. Yeah, this game is very over. We're also sort of beating down now. We can play the Thrix, and then we'll have 7 power on board. Still no play from our opponent. They discard again. This is tough. Like, yeah. I'm sorry, Squid. This is not how I wanted this game to go either. But can't do anything about it. We'll attack. And then, do we just want to start going for the Chronologist? I think we do. They have a play. Kaya's Guile. So we sacrifice and then make a 1/1? Okay. We'll sacrifice this. I mean, we could have Narset's Reversal that, but that doesn't even do anything. So, I'll sack this. They can jump block if they want to. Alright. Now we will play Chronologist. Land. Level this up twice. And play the Signet. And now we need, this goes ham at level 7, so we're not going to be able to do it next turn, but that's okay. I mean, there's some argument to just playing Triome so that we can have extra blue, but, I mean, it doesn't matter. We've won this game. Yep, alright, there we go. So, playing against black-white mid-range with, like, probably some life gain synergies. It could be a somewhat tough matchup. I mean, like, if they stick an Elspeth Tyrell, that's very rough for us. But I still think it should be pretty good overall. I don't think we make any changes here. We'll just run it back. Alright, this hand has no blue mana. But we're on the draw. I'm going to keep it. It's a little greedy, but if we find blue mana for Muldrifter, then we're pretty much good to go. And I mean, I guess we don't have much cheap interaction either, but the format's slow, so I think we'll have time to draw out of it. Complicate will be a great one if we draw a blue source, but we do need to find the blue source. Did they have the Mind Stone again? Agonizing Remorse. Okay, that is definitely fine against this hand. I mean, I have no idea what our opponent takes. They go with Complicate? Okay. Blue source. Triome would probably be the best draw on the deck here. Well, alright, so we'll play the Mountain, pass turn. I mean, even if we don't have blue mana next turn, just hitting the land drop is the most important thing, but obviously drawing blue for the Muldrifter would be ideal. Hopefully they don't have something really scary here. Okay, Dawn of Hope. That is, like, okay, but not too bad for us. Blue source. Come on, deck, give us the island. Well, not really what we wanted. Do we want to just play an Apocalypse Hydra as a 1/1? That's so bad. But I actually think I am going to do that. We're sort of assuming we're going to draw blue mana at some point in this game. Otherwise, we'll just lose. And I don't want them to start, like, getting a bunch of free cards from this. Also, my housemates are talking very loudly, so I apologize if you can hear that. Yeah, hopefully that's not an issue. Alright, so I do think we will die pretty quickly if we don't draw blue mana. So maybe we should have just shipped this hand. Oh, just think this mountain would have been an island. We would have easily won this game. Or, I can't say we would have easily won this game. But I think we would have been favored there if we had drawn that. They also missed a land drop. But we are much more mana hungry than they are, I'm guessing. Okay, there's the land, so they can make a 1/1 now if they want to. Kalitas. As weird as it seems, I actually think I'm just going to shoot them here. I don't want this to be in play and let them make a zombie off of it. It is awkward, though, because now if we evoke Muldrifter, they get it. Land. Sort of. Okay, so we cast that. Now they know about the Thrick, so if we get another island, then they won't just attack into it unless they have a way to deal with it. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life. So that doesn't do anything this turn, but we're like pretty much just dead here. We definitely have to hit an island like this turn. Come on, deck. Nice. Okay, so now we can pass holding up the Thricks. I really, really hope they don't attack. Like, if they have an instant speed removal spell for this, then we'll probably just lose. So if they do attack and we block with the Thricks... Wait, this is not... Okay, human warlock. That's cool. But, so, what would happen if they attacked is we would eat their Kalitas, and then at the end of the turn... Oh, wait. We would just sacrifice our Thricks, and they would return it. Okay, they didn't cast anything, so that's pretty good for us. Now we can get this down. And now we have Dream Eater available, even if we don't draw a land. Although, still very happy to draw a land. So we'll pass back. Okay, now actually, I think we've stabilized. They can make a 1-1 end of turn, but that's not that scary. We have Dream Eater available to us. Worm Coil Engine. Okay. Sure. Don't care about that. I think what we're going to do is just cast Dream Eater, bounce Kalitas, and then trade the Dream Eater with this. Or, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I would rather not let them make a zombie. And this has Death Touch, so our Dream Eater will die. I mean, we can't eat this, unfortunately, either way. So we'll see what we hit here. I don't even really know what we want. Lighthouse Chronologist is probably not great. Let's see. We could go 4 mana Great Shark, have 3 mana left over. I think we're gonna bin the Lighthouse Chronologist and the island, and then draw the Great Shark. We can evoke Muldrifter for 2, I think. Actually, maybe we just bin this and then keep all of these. Actually, I don't think we want this right now. We could also just play a 4 mana Muldrifter. Man, this is really close. I need to figure out if evoke. I think evoke should work well with Thricks. So this would cost 2 to evoke, and then we could have up mana for the Great Shark. So yeah, we'll keep all of these. So shouldn't matter then in that case. But top. Bounce Kalitas. Yes. We do need to find a way to deal with this Worm Coil eventually, but I think our long-term plan is to copy it. And then just, like, have a bunch of Worm Coils and we win that battle. So, cast Muldrifter for 2. Nice. Okay, that did work how I wanted it to. I was, like, 99% sure, but not 100. So now we play Island. We don't need the 4th mana, or the 5th mana, but we do need the 2nd blue mana. And we'll just attack. Yeah. Our opponent is going to gain a lot of life, which is a bit annoying. They're also going to, like, yeah, this Worm Coil will be a problem, but we could have bounced the Worm Coil, but I still think Kalitas is, like, not significantly less scary, and we would much rather copy the Worm Coil than the other. Ooh, okay, that I think we want to counter. Which is a bit sad because I was hoping to counter the Kalitas, but it's okay. So now they attack for 6. We take it. They get to draw a card with this thing. So this is a tight game. They're probably slightly ahead, but we're very much in it. Just like Narset Reversal Factor Fiction will be pretty sweet too. Ooh. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 8 mana, including 4 blue, to play Nexus of Fate and Narset Reversal it. So I think this turn, we could just Expansion Explosion and draw 3 cards. That seems pretty good, actually. I think we'll do that. Well, we'll just attack and then pass. And so the options here are Expansion Explosion for a lot, or play Fact or Fiction and copy it. They do get to play Kalidas now, which is a bit annoying. I think I would rather... Well, let's see. Actually, maybe Fact or Fiction plus expansion on the Fact or Fiction is just better. Actually, that probably is better. Then we get to look at the top 10 cards. And in that time, we're very likely to find a Wilderness Reclamation. Okay, that's pretty good, but it resolves. They're gaining a lot of life, which like could be a problem, except if we get Nexus of Fate loop going, then it won't matter. So they gain some life. Hopefully they just draw cards with this. Okay, they don't. They attack just with 1. Okay, that's good for us. I guess they're trying to defend their Johnny, probably. Okay, so we will cast Fact or Fiction, and then Expansion to copy it. So we definitely want to hit at least 1 land. Alright, well, that is a lot of lands. I think I'll... I think I'm just going to go for this pile. Yeah, I'll go for this pile. Watcher for Tomorrow digs a bit deeper. Yeah, this digs immediately, but I think we already have plenty of dig. Okay, so if they put everything... Alright, I think Wilderness Wreck is actually the card we want most here, even though Riku is really good. So I'll take this. So we untap. Beanstalk Giant, okay. We will attack their Johnny with both, and they'll probably chump block. Actually, wait. I think we're just going for the kill. We can take several turns in a row. Yeah, we're going for them. We have 9 damage on board right now. So... Sure, this happens. They gain life. Hopefully they draw a card here, and then that's like their big thing. Oh, Swift End. So we can Narset Reversal this if we want to, and then kill their Wormcoil Engine. I'm not even sure we want to kill their Wormcoil Engine, though. I think we're just going to let this resolve, and then just try and win with a later Nexus of Fate loop. Although, that is annoying. I like that my spells are costing less right now. But I really want an Narset Reversal of the Nexus of Fate. Okay, I think we're just going to let this resolve and be sad about it. So now we can play... See, we definitely want to play the Beanstalk... Or play the Wilderness Wreck. But I think we can start with the Beanstalk Giant. Grab that. Play... Island. Play Wilderness Wreck. And play Watcher for Tomorrow. And I actually want to hide away something that we don't necessarily need, because we might not be able to get this back very easily. So actually, as weird as it looks, I'm just going to take a Stomping Ground, because I just want this out of the deck, and I want to have like all the cards that we're going to draw be really good. This shuffles it in, so... Alright, we'll do like this, I guess. These are all basically the same card. They're all clones. Actually, I meant to do the exact opposite of that order, but it doesn't matter. I think we are pretty much guaranteed to win this game from this point. So we can tap this for blue, untap all of our lands, and now cast Nexus of Fate. And then Narset's Reversal this. So we get the Nexus of Fate back. And then we get our extra turn. Untap. Okay, well, I do want to shuffle because all the cards in our library are good. But the Nexus of Fate will automatically shuffle, so we can, let's see, cast Beanstalk Giant. And then play Hinterland Harbor. Now we will just kill the Ajani. Wait, no. Oh, we can just kill them. We're taking an extra turn after this. This is huge. Yeah, we're good to go. So send these both at them. And I will just cycle this since we can. Alright, untap all our lands. Cast Nexus of Fate. And we could just draw Nexus of Fate again. Pretty much all the cards in our library are good to draw here. I think we have one island that's bad, and that's it. Okay, Mythos, so we could copy something, but we don't need to, right? We can just attack them with everything. That's 10, 11, 12, 17. Yeah. Alright, sweet. Turns out taking a bunch of turns in a row is a pretty good way to win the game. So, good start. That first game was a little bit rough, but we had some nice back and forth in the second one, and we sort of showed, I mean, yeah, I didn't have removal, basically, but we could still beat all these good creatures because we could just, like, bounce them and, like, sort of worm our way around them without ever actually killing them permanently, and then just, like, start taking a bunch of turns and win that way. So, pretty good start, 2-0. Hopefully we can carry it into round 2. See you there. All right, here we are for round 2. Unfortunately, Martinez DP has taken us down in the die roll. Let's see what we got. We rolled a 3, they rolled a 5. Okay, that's a fair and square win. I can't really complain about that. And we have a good hand. A very good hand, actually. So I'll definitely keep this. It's sort of funny that this is a human. So I was talking about how we have, like, no humans, but we actually do have at least one. But we'll probably just play Chronologist on turn 2 and save this for later. Mountain. Okay, hopefully they're not aggressive. Although, they probably aren't. Great Shark was a fine draw. We do need to find one more land for Factor Fiction first. But I really want to go turn 4 Wilderness Wreck into Factor Fiction, and that seems like a very good place to be. Okay, that was not really what we wanted. We'll just cast this. If they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. This is not, like, a big part of our plan. No play there. That's good for us. If they want to kill this, they have to do it on their turn now. So again, still just hoping to draw a land. Okay, well, not our ideal land, but it's a land nonetheless. I'll level this up, and then just pass holding up Wildborn Preserver. I'm excited to see how this plays. I could see it being bad, but it could also potentially be good. Destroy target creature. Oh, that's sort of spicy. Okay. I mean, yeah, they get to... So they were waiting. They were thinking about doing that last turn, but then they were like, no, let's just wait a turn and draw a card, which was a good call. But I still think we can out-card draw them. Well, still no blue sources, but that's okay. So we attack for 2, pass, and then we can just go end of turn Factor Fiction. See, there's an argument for upkeeping it, but I think it's very unlikely that they would go like blue land counterspell there. Okay, no play. That's interesting. Nice, some sweet, sweet islands. If they split islands versus the world, that would be really annoying, but I don't think they will. Okay, we'll definitely just take this pile here. We don't... Well, actually... This is sort of close. Nexus would shuffle in. Yeah, I will take this. Nexus doesn't even do that much right now. And like, yeah, we can untap our lands and take an extra turn, but that's just like, I would rather just take the extra cards and have that still be in the deck and like have the Narset's Reversal in hand. Ooh, oh, we don't have red mana right now. Bummer. Okay, so we're gonna go Island, Gilded Goose, and then put 4 counters on this. And they might kill this in response. If they do, that's okay. If they don't, we're hitting for 6 now. But we get to just untap all of our lands and hold up Voracious Great Shark now. And the Gilded Goose gives us red for Riku next turn. This is big enough that I'm not too worried about any combat creatures. They can. Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty bad. That's definitely bad. I didn't even know that was a card. Now they have 6 1/1s, and we don't have any board sweepers. But oh, okay. Well, that went pretty bad. That basically went as bad as it could have. But I still think this is fine. I really hope they play a spell here. If they just attack for 6 and pass. Okay, they are playing spell. That's good. Definitely gonna. Oh wait. No. This only counters artifacts and creatures. Okay, well, that resolves. Hopefully they just plus an attack with everything. And then we can attack this. Oh, they're adding mana? Whew. Okay, this is not looking great. Sunforger. Do we care about that? I think we do. So now they'll leave all of these back, probably. Well, we can copy their Chandra. Is that good, though? I mean, if we copy the Chandra and they just minus to kill our Great Shark, which they'll almost definitely do. Well, okay, we're going to start by attacking their Chandra. Hopefully they block with a bunch of dudes. Okay, they did not. Let's see, we could just play Riku of 2 Reflections. We have no instants, which is pretty annoying because we have so many in our deck. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go land Riku. Oh, I forgot we still don't have red mana. Dang it. Do we just make a second Great Shark? That's not that impressive. Just a 5/4. Making a Chandra, though, just doesn't do much, right? I mean, it'll just die. I guess, wait, if we make Chandra, we'd have 2, 3, 4. So we wouldn't have quite enough. If we could go Chandra into Riku, that would be interesting. But we cannot. So I think I'm just going to make another Great Shark. Alright, this isn't really going very well. This was a huge play when they just got to kill our thing and make 6 1/1s. This deck is not particularly good against 1/1s. We don't have any board sweepers, no electrolyze type stuff. Limited good creatures for blocking. They can Chandra minus on this if they want to get in an attack, but then at least Chandra's down to 2. Oh, they kill the original Great Shark. Interesting. Okay. Hopefully this is an instant or sorcery that we can get some good value with Narset's Reversal. Okay, whenever this deals combat damage, you can discard any number of cards and then draw that many cards and add that much red. Okay, that's a cool card. And also something we can't do anything about. They have no attacks. We sacrifice this. If we draw red, we can copy this and fight it or something. But Dimir Signet was easily the worst draw in our deck, or tied. Actually, no, it definitely was the worst draw in our deck because Gruul Signet would give us red, and this is just a land that we can't discard a Splitting Image, which would be much, much better. So, by far the worst draw. Jeez, how do we ever win from this position? I guess we just start by attacking Chandra. I do need to mow through these tokens eventually. They could trade off these, but I really don't think they will. If they do, then our Mythos gets sort of messed up, but yeah, I was pretty sure they would just be doing this. So now we cast a Mirror Signet. I guess we could just go Chandra minus and kill this. Is that better than just making our own 5/4? No, I think making a 5/4 is pretty good because it has trample. So now it'll be a little bit hard for them to protect their Chandra if they attack with this. Hopefully they tap out for an expensive removal spell that we can Narset's Reversal and then like get them on the back foot with this. Bone Miser. Okay, they don't have any life gain right now, so I'm not too worried about that. Oh wait, that's not what I thought it was. Whenever you discard a creature card, create a 2/2. Okay, so they wanted. Oh, that's cool with this card, I guess. Do we trade these off? That just doesn't set it. What's our path to victory here? We need card draw badly. Yeah, I mean, just having this Riku in hand this whole game has been rough. No matter what, they can get this trigger, but I think we actually do need to trade these off because if they just get to keep this around, that's just going to be too bad with this card. That'll just, like, spiral. So we take one. We'll see if they discard their hand. They discarded Elspeth Conquers Death. And... Oh, wait, no. Okay, so... Oh, and... Ugh. So... Wait, they didn't cast this card? That's sort of weird. But now they just have 4 cards in hand. Yeah, I don't really see how we could win this one. Man, it felt like we were in such good position when we went Wilderness Wreck into Factor Fiction, but now we're just getting destroyed by this Chandra. Alright. Well, we get a Spitting Image to copy something. Or just play this to have Riku in play. I think we're going to start by attacking Chandra with this. And now... I think I would rather just have a Bone Miser than a Riku in play. Because we can then start... if we do future Bone Misers, we can sort of get value off of discarding lands. Although I guess getting more mana doesn't do that much for us. What does this do again? Exile the top card of your library. Yeah, I'm just going to make a Bone Miser. Actually, it's probably just better to make another Great Shark. So the thing is, Riku, they could just kill with the Chandra with the minus. So if they think it's going to like really take over the game, that won't do it. So I'd rather just keep the resource that's more sort of like hard to replace in hand. Because now like a land is a decent draw or a spell for the most part. Okay, they plus Chandra there. Kolagun's command. So they can kill our Signet if they want to. We could also just like Kolagun. Oh, they don't cast it. Interesting. That's pretty surprising. And pretty scary because it probably means they have a really big card in their hand. Oblivion Ring. Okay, so they can take out one of our sharks, or our untapped shark specifically. How's the blue deck getting outgrinded by the Mardu deck? They attack us for 8. We take it, and they get to exile the top card of their library. Wildfire Devil. Oh, this card is good. And it's very good against us. Oh, man. Okay, I think we're basically in concession territory. They chose themselves so they can cast... Oh, actually, Narset's Reversal is pretty good against this card. So we can Narset's Reversal this and kill this. And they don't get the copy back. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. Nice. Alright, so... Okay. Oh, wait. We still just can't do anything with that. We need red mana. Dang it. Alright, so... Can we even afford... No, I think we are just dead here. Like... Yeah, I'm just going to concede. Our life total is too low. If we attack them, we're taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the backswing. They can Chandra minus to kill us if we don't attack, so... Yeah, we're just dead. That's a frustrating way to go down. Yeah, that was a tough game. I think this should be a very good matchup in general. I don't really know how it got so, like, out of hand, but it felt like we were just very far behind the whole game somehow. Genesis seems like it could be reasonable here. If we put in the Genesis, what are we cutting? Maybe just Gilded Goose. Actually, Wildborn Preserver. It was obviously just disastrous for us there, but I just don't think it's that great in general. Man, if we hadn't gone for that Wildborn Preserver play, I think we would have won that game pretty easily. Okay, this hand is great. We can grab Triome into Rootbound Crag. Our mana will be much better than last game. We have card draw. We have a cheap play that they have to deal with. Dream Eater at the top of the curve to deal with any annoying planeswalkers they get. I'm just going to play all islands for as long as possible while we have the Chronologist in play. It's annoying that if you click on this, it doesn't say, like, how you have to get to. I mean, you can see sort of down here that it's 4 and 7, but that's not great design. Boom, get in there. And so next turn we can just get this to level 7 and start taking extra turns. But that's very unlikely to work. Okay. Oh, that's so annoying. So they get to draw 3 cards. That's really good against the Chronologist. They do have to discard 1 card to hand size at least. Okay, Muldrifter is a great draw. So we'll play land and pass back. Okay, good to know we don't have to worry about this annoying card anymore. Man, these two are just like the 1-2 punch. Removal spells with like upside, getting us pretty good. But I still think we're in pretty good shape here. We have a great curve lined up. So they can discard something and they'll get their madness value. I've actually never seen someone pull this off, but it does seem like it's pretty good when it works. Actually, this probably is just a basically unwinnable matchup now that I think about it. I was saying it was good earlier, but like we just can't deal with these creatures well at all. Oh, I would love this split. They don't know we have 2 lands in hand. Please split it like this. Oh. Okay, I think Progenitor Mimic is probably the best card. So we'll still just take this. So we draw land, cast Muldrifter. And then if they want to like spend a removal spell on this, that's definitely good for us. And if they don't, then it can block their team pretty well. Okay, Nexus of Fate is a good one to draw into. Now we just need to find a Wilderness Reclamation. And if they do use a removal spell on this, that's like obviously pretty bad for them because then that's just a clean 3 for 1. But I think that still might be the move for them. If they do attack, we'll definitely just block this. They'll still get trample in, so they can still get their trigger, but I just want to get this off the board. This is why, though, in general, oh man, Palace Jailer. Well, actually, we can Progenitor Mimic to copy Palace Jailer, which is pretty good, I think. Although, it might be better to play Dream Eater this turn. Yeah, I think it actually is a bit better to play Dream Eater. Okay, they misplayed and played their land already. So, they just have so much card draw. Holy moly. Ooh. Okay, that changes things. So, now we can go, let's see, Wilderness Wreck. Then we have 2. Oh, we don't have quite enough for Narset's Reversal. So what we'll just do is go, we're just going to just go, Nexus of Fate this turn. So Wilderness Wreck, play tapped Stomping Ground, go to untap, float a mana, untap 6 lands, play Nexus of Fate. Then we get to untap, and then we can play Progenitor Mimic plus Dream Eater in 1 turn. And this shuffles in, so, I mean, hypothetically, we could just draw this again immediately, in which case we would definitely just win on the spot. I don't think that's very unlikely to happen, but it would be sweet. Lumber and Falls. Okay, so Progenitor Mimic. Exile target creature an opponent controls until an opponent becomes the monarch. I don't know if that... I actually don't know how that works. I could imagine that working like... They have to become the monarch, so if they're already the monarch, that doesn't work. I'm just going to quickly look this up. Okay, so I just looked it up, and it does work the way we want it to. So that's pretty sweet. We can play Progenitor Mimic, and it'll exile their Palace Jailer, and we just get to get rid of it. Or we'll copy Palace Jailer, and then... Oh, we also just become the monarch. I forgot about that. Okay, never mind. So not necessary. So we will exile this guy because that's the card we like. We don't want them to get another Palace Jailer into the battlefield effect. Oh, I forgot we just get to draw cards too. Holy moly. We're just like drowning in value right now. We have Wilderness Wreck too. So now we can go land, pass the turn. We draw another card at the beginning of our end step. Okay, they just bolt that. That doesn't do anything, though. Well, actually, no, it does do something because we were just going to get to make a dude every single turn, and we can't do that anymore. But we still have up Dream Eater. We get to draw a card. Oh, my gosh! Holy cow. That was unbelievable. Okay, so now we're just going to win easily. Like, that was so good. So, we can go... Land. Okay, they just conceded. Yeah, that was easily the end of the game. So what would we do? I guess we would go copy their Palace Jailer, exile their other thing, Narset's Reversal to copy this, this returns to our hand. Then we also have this, so we could just almost just kill them with this immediately. Yeah, that was super over. Wow. Nexus of Fate and Wilderness Reclamation is pretty good, it turns out. Maybe someone should, like, ban one of those cards if they're together or something. I don't know. As for us, we'll go to round 2, or game 3, rather. I am still pretty scared because our removal is bad, but if we get that engine going, there's not much anyone can do to stop us. Do any of these cards do much? Honestly, Lighthouse Chronologist is sort of a liability against that dude that takes advantage of your counters. This also has counters. Why do all of our creatures have counters? I think I actually like Seed Guardian pretty well here. We'll do that instead. Yeah, now we have no counter creatures, which is weird that matters, but it does. Hooded Hydra is also an option, but I think getting down like just a cheap dude that can block their like 3/4s and stuff is pretty good. Okay, good hand. We have turn 3, Beanstalk Giant. We keep on drawing Factor Fiction this round, and no Factor Fiction here, which is too bad, but I still like it. We have green mana from this. No red, but we can Beanstalk for red if we need it, which we probably will want to do with the Mythos. Okay, drawing a force is good. I'm still going to play this land because, I mean, we have 5 and 6 drops in our hand. We want to go high on mana, but this seems pretty solid. The fact that we have so many things that copy creatures is really nice against the card Palace Jailer. Okay, Factor Fiction was a pretty good draw, especially since we do have some acceleration. Hopefully they're afraid of Censor and they don't play anything. Okay, good. Although we don't actually know that was because they were afraid of Censor. Cast this, grab the mountain, pass the turn. Now we can make every color but white. And so now we can just pass holding up probably just Thrix, but also Factor Fiction maybe. Do they have Chandra? They do, okay. We could just cast... a couple different options here. I think it's probably just best to play the Thrix, though. We have a lot of expensive cards in our hand. That'll make things go easier. I mean, we could play Mythos right now. But I think we'll have a better use for that later. And, like, my life total's high. Like, I'm not... The Chandra... I'm not too worried about the Chandra Ultimate because the Thrix can pressure it so well. Whenever you discard a creature card, put a 1/1 counter on it and create a... Okay. Oh, another one of these things. Sure. So, we'll just let that resolve and play our Thrix. Oof. I would have loved to have drawn a land there. I think we're just going to... We can Dream Eater to bounce the Chandra. Or to bounce this dude, since it costs 1 less. So we're going to attack the Chandra. And just hold up Dream Eater, I think. Yeah, so they can, like, potentially get some value with this, but the fight doesn't do anything. Yeah, I think this is fine. We can't really respond to this well if they like discard something as a cost, but that's still not too bad. Okay, so they plus hit Rick's Mighty Reveler. So they'll probably cast that, and then in response to them casting that, I think I'm just gonna bounce this so they don't get the value. Although how much value even is that? Not that much. They can make this into a 4/4, or make a treasure, or make it fight something, which does nothing. So, yeah, we'll just let this resolve, actually. So they discard a land, so they get a treasure token. I just don't care that much about that, I think. Parting thoughts. Well, definitely need to cast this now. This can return anything, right? Or is it... Oh, it's just opponent controls, unfortunately. We still had to cast that now, but... Ooh, wow. Easily just dumping all of these in the graveyard. We want to draw lands with this hand. So, that's some good value that we were able to, like, get through all of that. So, we will bounce... I wish we could bounce this. But, bye-bye, 3/3. So now we should be able to kill the Chandra. Lumbering Falls, so that's sort of bad. Attack there. Really, really hope this works. Oh, wait. That was a misplay. We were definitely supposed to copy that before we killed it. I still think we're just going to cast Apocalypse Hydra here, but that was a misplay. So cast this as a 3/3. And play Lumbering Falls and pass. Again, you could say, like, oh, that's a waste. You could have just held this. And we could have played Factor Fiction. But I think just playing to the board here is good. I don't want to just, like, have them play Palace Jailer and have no way to interact. And yeah, I mean, we're just hoping to hit a land here. Really, well, actually, I guess the best draw would be Wilderness Wreck. Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. Hopefully they don't get a ton of madness value, but they might. Fiery Temper. Alright, sure, they can kill this or this. They'll probably kill this. Yep, Dream Eater down. It's a little bit Ooh, Sunforger is scary. So this is pretty awkward, actually. I mean, we could just play a huge Beanstalk Giant. Actually, I think that seems pretty good. I mean, they can do this and get a red or white instant card. That is pretty good, but there's not really a great way for us to interact with that. I mean, we could just hold up removing counters from this to shoot whatever they equip it to. But I don't think that's a really great line, so we'll just make a big giant. This can block their team pretty well. This would have been way better, though, if we had played Mythos on their Chandra last turn, so that was definitely a misplay. I guess now we can just, like, Mythos our Beanstalk Giant if we get to untap with it. Ooh, that is very, very, very bad. Alright, now we're just going to lose, I think, to the... Oh, man, that's a bummer. I think we could have won this... Oh, wait, no, we can Mythos to copy their Elspeth Conquers Death. Maybe we're alright, actually. So they equip here. We'll see if they attack. I think I am just going to block, actually. I want to preserve my life total a bit. Actually, if we don't block, we can Mythos, take out their Elspeth Conquers Death to exile their... Yeah, I mean, we'll copy this and then exile their Elspeth Conquers Death. And then we have 2 mana left over. No, it's still better just to kill this. Signet is a really bad draw. Man, if we had a land, we could have just... Actually, no, I'm going to get greedy and go for the Fact or Fiction. So, we need to hit a blue or a green untapped land with this Fact or Fiction. Okay, pretty much impossible for us not to hit one of those here. Okay, I think I'm going to go for the Riku here. Then we play this and play this with color assistance on this. Red, blue, green, blue. Oh wait, it doesn't actually matter with the color assistance, but we'll still do this. So we copy this and exile this. And now they get one pretty big hit in on us. They can equip the Sunforger, hit us for 7 or 6, 7, 8, and then unattach this to get an instant or sorcery. Oh, they just top decked another good card. That's really bad. Hopefully they get us, not them. We could just give them Narset's Reversal, but it looks like they hit themselves. Although that's still not too bad. They just get Fiery Temper to hit us for 3. If we draw Wilderness Wreck, I think we just win. Otherwise, it could be tough. Although I guess we can take an extra turn and then get immediate value from Elspeth Conquers Death on Dream Eater or Thrix. So we take 5, 6, 7, 8. Our life total is getting low. And we need to deal with this Wildfire Devils, but we can definitely get there if we get some good Nexus of Fate shenanigans going. Let's just draw Wilderness Wreck and make this easy. Oh, they can unequip this now and get something. Well, they could actually just kill us. We might just lose if they have Fiery Confluence. We know they have Kolaghan's Command, at least, as another thing. Kolaghan's Command is like... I mean, yeah, we're probably going to lose. Oh, that's annoying. And that was a horrendous draw. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So not really enough to do anything super snazzy. I mean, I guess we could Progenitor Mimic, copy Wildfire Devils, and try and get some good hits. Like, if we hit this, if we hit them, we can kill one of their things. Is that enough, though? I kind of feel like we just need to play Nexus of Fate. I would love to be able to have either Riku or Progenitor Mimic or both in play when we go for the Nexus. But I think that's just not really feasible. So I think we just need to develop our mana and then play Nexus and hope to draw well. So cast Nexus, get the tap land into play, pass it back, or pass back to ourselves. Complicate. That is a very bad draw. Man, this Wildfire Devils is just going to kill us. So we go land. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So we do have enough to play both of these, but we don't have enough to use Riku. So, well, we'll start by just playing the Mimic. So we want to save Riku mana up. So red, green. Oh, wait, we're actually 1 mana shy. 5 plus 6. Oh, wait. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. So, blue, green, red. Yeah, we're good. So, Progenitor Mimic, copy this. If we hit ourselves, we can get Mythos. If we hit them, we'll probably take Parting Thoughts. Okay, we get Orum's Thunder. So we destroy. I think I would rather still just get, well, wait, can we pay red for this? I don't think that's how that works. And also, I do want to get the Riku down. Wait. It deals damage equal to that to target creature. Actually, that would be better if we can cast this with Kicker. So I'm going to try to do that, even though that seems weird that it would work that way. Sweet. I did not think that would work, but it did. So now we pass back. We can hold up Complicate. And we're not dead on board. They are top decking. So they do have Seasoned Pyromancer, but I think we can keep up with that. Oh, they just conceded. Holy cow. Okay. Bad call on our opponent's part. That game was far from over. I do think we were probably favored if they drew a brick, which they certainly did. But, like, I mean, you can attack us. If we trade here, we go to 3, and then you make 2 more dudes. Yeah, that seemed early to me. But we did have a bunch of live draws. I mean, with Riku, we could cycle, draw. Let's see. I mean, yeah, like, with the Nexus of Fate still in our deck. Well, all right, that's not working. We can't see what we would draw. But I'm amazed that we won that. That was, wow, I thought we were so dead there. But on to the finals. So that's pretty sweet. Hopefully we can keep it going. See you in round 3. All right, here we are for the finals. Unfortunately, our opponent has felled us in the die roll with a 5 to our 4, so we are on the draw. But we're still confident, and we think Hunter AJ is good, but no match for us. So hopefully we can secure the trophy, which would be my 3rd in a row in this format. Okay, I love this hand. This is actually awesome. I mean, we have all the mana now, which is good. Like, this is the stage where you want to develop your mana, and then that means we won't draw any of these mana cards later in the game. Arcane Sanctum, so we're probably in for a long game here. We're going to go Signet into Signet plus Beanstalk. I think we have enough for that. Oh, wait. Maybe we don't. Well, either way, we're going to go land Signet here. Midnight Clock. Okay, so they have some spicy stuff as well. This card is awesome. It gives you mana, and then it can just draw you 7 cards at the end of it. So we do actually have enough mana. I was worried over nothing, so we can do that. And this. And I think I'm just going to keep grabbing islands with a Chronologist in hand. Wow, this is so much acceleration. We're going to untap and have 4, 5, 6, 7 mana on turn 4. We don't have the best things to do with it, but I mean, we could just play a Beanstalk Giant, I guess. Atris, sure. So, Kaya versus lands. That's definitely the split we're doing. The question is which one we want to show them. Lands could either be very good for them or terrible. So I'm going to put Kaya alone, because I think that gives them a little bit less, like, one-sided information. My guess is they'll actually take the lands, though. They played this before playing a land, so I think they don't have any. There's definitely no way a one-land Kaya split would work, though. Okay, so they did take the Kaya. Hopefully they don't have a land. They did. All right. I mean, yeah, I think we split that right. Another land is obviously quite bad. I think we're just gonna go Chronologist plus Thrix. And then next turn we'll have 5, 6 men. Oh, we're one shy of being able to level this up all the way next turn. That is annoying. But I think it is still worth holding up the Thrix here. We're very, very far behind, though. I mean, we have the mana advantage, but not, like, we just don't have good things to do with our mana. And, like, once this pops off, then we're just so far behind. I'm not willing to trade the Chronologist for the Thrix, so we'll take this. It has Menace, so we could, like, we can't just eat it with the Thrix. We would have to double block, and while they couldn't kill the Thrix, they could kill this. Okay, so that is interesting. We could actually potentially keep the Chronologist over the Thrix. I actually think I'm going to do that. There's a, like, if they don't have a removal spell, the Chronologist is much better. And if they do have a removal spell, then it doesn't matter. They still have Kaya, but luckily our hand is bad. Do they have another removal spell? They do. Okay, that's a bummer. Yeah, we're just going to lose to this clock now. Oh, drawing a land there is devastating. So they have Kaya. I mean, we have a big creature. Maybe that'll do something, but I'm not too optimistic about that. Also, we probably should have just played a mountain instead of playing island there. I guess they don't actually know that we're playing blue, or that we're playing red, which could have some, like, marginal value, but not much. We do need to get this red source into play, though, so that we can play Expansion Explosion if we draw it. Do we have any answers to the clock? I guess we could find Dream Eater. I think that's what it's called. The 6-drop that bounces something. Hostage Taker on our Beanstalk. Okay. So we take this. I'm not actually sure if you can cast Beanstalk, like Fertile Footsteps, with Hostage Taker. I don't know how that works. Okay, that's a good draw. So, I guess I'll just do 3, cast this, see what we hit. And, I mean, it's not like an amazing draw. Like, the 1/3 body, it doesn't do too much, but it's something. Well, Verdant's just a total brick, so we'll do this. Another human. That's pretty funny with the Preserver. So they put a counter on the midnight clock at the end of the turn. I do think basically our only out is to draw Explosion now. And Explosion would be great. I mean, we could draw a bunch of cards and really make up all this card advantage that our opponent is getting on us. Alright, I'll just play this. Jig is up. We can't surprise you anymore. I mean, this doesn't do anything now. We have no way to rebuy the Thrix, so that's okay. So they play their Kaya, take out our last card. Oh, Karuga. Well, that's actually a pretty good for us, or like not good for us, but like they're about to draw a bunch of cards with Midnight Clock anyway. I was actually, never mind. I was going to say they're like going to have to shuffle those all away, but they should still have time. Most creatures would turn this into a huge threat though, so that's pretty cool. Dream Eater. So, do we want to bounce the Hostage Taker or bounce the Midnight Clock or what? I think we're just going to go Island Go. Well, we could attack with this and then turn it into a 6/6 and have some reasonable beats. Actually, yeah, I think I'm going to attack with this. We would actually, I don't even know what we really want. If they don't block with this, we can just like hit them for 6 and bounce. I think Hostage Taker. Then we get to cast our huge Beanstalk. Yeah, That seems good. So cast this. Put 4 counters on this. Surveil. And so now we're... Oh, wow. That is some gas. I mean, that makes sense. Like, we've been to strong mono lands. So how much mana do we have? One... Wait, why won't it say how many these are? All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we do have enough for Muldrifter into Nexus of Fate. So I think we're just going to do that. So top, 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 top. That's got to be so scary for the opponent. Return this. Cast a huge beanstalk. We can't put any more counters on this, unfortunately. Boom, down to 12. And now, like, this goes to 11 here. So on our turn, they're going to draw 7. So they sort of have to empty their hand this turn. Kaya doesn't do anything, so they won't get any value off of that. Our land Kaya split ended up paying off very well. They have the hostage taker that we know about, but we have multiple really scary threats, and their life total is under some pressure. So, actually, and we're about to take an extra turn, which they don't know about, but will be very good. So, I don't hate our position here, despite thinking we were super dead not that long ago. These games are so swingy, which is something that I love about this format. I mean, I guess I don't love it when I'm ahead and it swings to me being behind, but it's cool that, like, you can feel like you're pretty much out of it, and then just, like, the cards are so good that if you have your mana under you and draw a couple cards in a row, then you can just totally come back into it. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So we know about Kaya plus Hostage Taker. They could cast, okay, Signet, sure. Now I assume they're playing Hostage Taker. Yep, and then probably taking the Beanstalk Giant, or maybe the Dream Eater. Or maybe this, actually. Okay, they do go with this Giant, sure. And now they have 4 mana, so they can play Kaya, which doesn't do much. I mean, they can drain us for 2 and gain 2, I guess. You go with that, and I imagine they are just -1ing. Oh, wait. Okay, they could also exile this to... Okay, sure. So they bring this back down to be small. They do at least have to take 2 life from that, or 2 damage. Okay, so I think we should be able to just win now with the extra turn. So they draw 7 cards. We evoke Muldrifter. Wait, what? I thought this was coming back. We're at the beginning of your next end step. Okay, sure. So we cast this. Oh, I forgot that... Okay, actually, I got lucky. I forgot that the order did matter here, that we were going to be shuffling with a Nexus of Fate, but it ended up not mattering. So we will attack for 4 at them. Yeah. And then cast Nexus of Fate. Untap. Attack. I mean, do we go for the Kaya? No, I think... Well, it depends slightly on what we draw, but we'll probably just keep on going at their face. So take an extra turn. Untap. Ooh, did that just win? Yes, it does. So, that was a very lucky draw. Explosion. X damage to your face. We draw X cards. Boom. Didn't even need to attack. Plus, we got to end the game with 7 cards in hand. So, wow. What felt like we were getting killed ended up just being like us just dominating them. I mean, I can't really say that, but, ooh. Well, our draws weren't great. We did hit Nexus, but then a bunch of lands. Although, I guess with Spitting Image, this actually is pretty great. We could just, you know, make a bunch of copies of Dream Eaters or Hostage Takers or even Karugas if we want to get really spicy. But, Either way, on to the next games. Well, let's see. So they're playing like Esper, Karuga, like mid range basically. Could be a somewhat tough matchup, but at least they don't have like creatures that are pressuring us very much. Do we want to make any changes? Nah, deck's perfect. We'll run it back. All right, here we are for game 2 of the finals. Hopefully we can take this home and get that trophy. Hand seems good. Question is, how would we want to sequence? I mean, we could just go Goose into Beanstalk Giant. That probably makes sense. Or at least playing Goose on one. If we hadn't drawn another untapped land, it makes it a little bit more complicated. But now we have enough untapped lands that we can basically curve out how we want to. So we'll play that. I would like to save this, like, get some value off this Wildborn Preserver if possible. But we'll see. Ooh, Wilderness Reclamation. That is interesting. I think we just want to put maximum lands into play now. So we will do this. Cast Beanstalk. With Wilderness Wreck and Wildborn Preserver, we can take advantage of that extra mana pretty well. We'll grab Island and pass it back. So next turn we can go Wilderness Reclamation, untap all our lands, and then... Did this do anything when you cycle it? Wait, oh. I never realized how this card worked. That's cool that it has Cycling and Madness. But we can go Wildborn Preserver and make a food with this, so that's pretty cool. Oh, wait. Never mind. Okay, I was going to say I made a slight misplay. It ended up not mattering, but we wouldn't have double green because we got an island instead there, but I don't think that matters. So now we go Mountain, Wilderness Wreck. And now I actually think we might just want to cycle the Triome here. With the Wilderness Wreck, we have a lot of mana. I mean, we do have Spitting Image, but I kind of want to find... Ooh, Stinkweed Imp. Was not really expecting that card. But I think I'm going to cycle the Triome here. Watcher for tomorrow. Okay, that's a fine one. So we can go land, and... Oh, this is a human for the Preserver. Play Watcher. Well, that's pretty easy. Grab Riku. Very nice to push 3 lands to the bottom. Pass it back. Untap all our lands. I think we're ahead here. I mean, we don't have much gas in hand, but with Wilderness Wreck and just like a solid mana development, we have so many live draws. We also have like Riku access if this ever dies, which it probably will. Okay, Playcrafter, sure. I mean, we could play Wildborn Preserver to sacrifice this instead, but I think I just want to get Riku. I mean, we could start Spitting Image, making a bunch of copies of the Watcher. Actually, I kind of do like that. They can sacrifice their Stinkweed Imp and get their Dredge going, which is a little annoying. Okay, so we will just go land, copy this. Actually, we could copy... Yeah, no, I am going to copy the Watcher. And then we can flash this back to copy Playcrafter to get back either one of these if we want to. Ooh, okay. These are all good, but we'll take the Progenitor Mimic. And now, do we want to trade 2 for 3? No, we don't. You know, actually, maybe we should have taken the Dream Eater just because that would give us a nice way to use our instant speed mana. We could pay 6 on our turn, bounce this. Oh, wait, no, that wouldn't. Oh, yeah. Copy the Playcrafter, sack this Watcher, get back Dream Eater, untap all our lands, and then play Dream Eater on their turn. That would have been pretty good, but the thing is, the Scribe or the Surveil of Dream Eater is less valuable when you have Spitting Image because right now, pretty much any draw is good. I mean, I guess like a Signet would be very bad, but a land is good and most spells are good too. Okay, if they attack, we'll happily trade. Oh, they didn't dredge here though, also, which is interesting. So we get back our Riku. All right. So no play. That's sort of weird. Of Question is, do we want to play this land? We'll start by attacking for 2. And now, I kind of do want to play Riku, or play the land. Like, yeah, well, I want to play the land. With Riku, we just have, like, very good mana sinks. We have, like, Mythos, and, like, if they kill the Riku... I guess if they kill the Riku and don't kill this... I mean, there's a world where we come to regret this, but, like, I would love to be able to just, like, play Mythos plus copy it or something. Okay, Heartless Act on the Riku, sure. So we untap all our lands. Yeah, actually, maybe it was a misplay to play that island. I still do think that, like, this deck uses mana well. We want to get enough mana that we can play big explosions and stuff like that, but we'll see. So no play again. Lumbering Falls. Would you rather have a Lumbering Falls or a Watcher? Well, we'll start by attacking again. And I actually, no, we should probably just play Beanstalk and pass. And, like, Lumbering Falls is fine, but copy of the 7/7 is better. The Wilderness Wreck has not done too much for us here, unfortunately. But we do have a lot of good instants in our deck. Faith's Fetters, okay. So I think I'm just gonna... That's a pretty nice one. Actually, that's a very nice one. So we attack for 2. Man, I was like, oh, maybe we're getting them down, but I guess just 2 damage and them gaining life doesn't really work out how we want it to. So I will copy Beanstalk Giant. I think I would rather a Beanstalk Giant than another Watcher. So we pass, untap all our lands. We can hold up Complicate. They dredge there. Interesting. So they dredge over a bunch of blue lands. That is a little bit annoying. We're going to let it resolve. I mean, we can't counter it. That can take out our Spitting Image or either of these cards. So that does give them some nice options. But no matter what they take, we'll still have some decent options. And we also just have a massive board advantage and a massive mana advantage. So they took out the Complicate. Oh, wait, no. They took out the Mythos. Interesting. So I think I'm just going to cycle this here. Yes, we will counter your Imp. And we draw a card. That was a terrible draw. That was a great draw. So I think we just cast that and it's a 10/10. So attack with both of these. And cast a huge Hydro. So this doubles the counters, so we get 10, and now we get to untap all our lands. So we can shoot them for 2. And, I mean, they're just super dead if they don't have a really big play here. Swamp, okay. No play. Do we want to shoot them for 2? I think I am going to just shoot for 2. This is a lethal attack either way, so I'd rather just get some value while I can. Okay, so I think I'm just going to attack. They could have settled the Wreckage. They could also just have a removal spell, but I'm still going to just only swing with 2. No need to get too frisky here. Selfless Squire. So prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. With that on the stack, we're just going to shoot this. And I'll cast this, so we have enough red. And I think I'll just shoot them again. And untap. So now we can shoot them down to 4. Okay, they conceded. So, sweet, another trophy. Man, I like this format a lot, and I think I have a pretty good grasp on what works. And the key is draft blue. Don't tell anyone, though. Yeah, I think this is a sweet format, and it was a pretty good deck. It played a little bit better than I would have expected. So these big blue cards are just actually really good. I sort of think of blue as being pretty bad when you're behind, like not great removal, not great interaction with the board, but having multiple ways to copy creatures and bounce creatures is a really good form of interaction. So even without counterspells, we can sort of deal with the board surprisingly well. Nexus of Fate was awesome. There was a couple games where Wilderness Reclamation and Nexus of Fate were amazing together. There was also some times where Wilderness Rec did not do too much. We never got to use Riku, unfortunately, but I mean, he was sort of must kill, so that's some points. Yeah, overall, pretty sweet deck. Obviously, great result. Let me know if you saw any egregious misplays in the comments, or if I'm a fool for not playing Genesis or something like that. And yeah, so this unfortunately probably going to be my last draft of this format, but I love this format. Hopefully they do it again at some point, and also hopefully some other sweet formats come out in the near future.